Happy Monday, Scorpio. I hope that you're doing well. Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning, welcome back. For those of you who are new, welcome. I am Nicole. Scorpio, I'm going to jump straight to it here. Weekly read. This is going to be for your sun, your moon, your rising, and your Venus. I hope that you all are doing well. April 7th through the 12th, 13th, something like that. Scorpio, and for any sign, really, it doesn't even matter. If you have emailed me over the weekend, I am in the process of refreshing some things because today Mercury retrograde goes direct, right? And we could not have a Mercury retrograde that didn't fuck shit up before it left. And over the weekend, electrical issues again. Stupid stuff though, like power outage. And then my PC, my laptop, decided to do all kind of things, which wiped out a lot of things because it decided to update. So we couldn't have a Mercury retrograde without some stupidity before it made its grand exit, and I'm a little congested simply because of the weather here. So bear with me. But if you have emailed me, I am getting back to everybody. I think I have the majority of things resolved, which is probably why this video is coming out a bit later than the norm. But I keep saying it. And I stand in conviction of a hard-headed Scorpio that I am. I will get shit done and we will get back on track and schedule one way or another. Here we go, right? We're going to try this again. So Scorpio, with that, I did get a message from Spirit prior to sitting down and doing this video for you. Sun, Moon, Rising, your Venus, Cross Watcher, you know the drill. So if you have reached out for an appointment, those appointments are open and available. I will get you scheduled. Be patient as I get through email after email. And those of you that have sent emails that weren't necessarily appointment related, do know I don't want to say I put this on the back burner. I will get to you. I just try to prioritize things effectively. Okay, so just do know that. And Jen, if I don't know, like I will say, Jen, if you, I don't know why I'm saying this. We had the Jen that we said prayers about some time ago. I've not heard from her. I need to check in with her. I'm saying it on here. So Jen, you know who you are. Check in with me. Let me know how you're doing. I don't know why that just came up, but we're going to roll with that. So there's a reason. There's a reason I'm saying that. Guys, you know, this energy has been, Spirit's calling it a little wicked, and I absolutely agree as I get my cards situated here. It's been a weird, strange energy. Even some of the personal readings I've done, I've seen this energy come up. Things are changing, shifting, big ahas. And the one thing I heard from Spirit before I sat down to do this, and I wrote it down, Spirit said, all things holy, blessed, and divine. What that specifically means, I'm not sure, but do make note of that. All things holy, blessed, and divine. I don't mean that in a religious sense. There's been some things too coming up around that energy. Again, personals and YouTube both. Discern that accordingly, because I'm nothing against religion. I'm not religious. I'm spiritual. Difference. So I don't know the importance of all these ramblings, but do know I'm sure they hold significance to somebody out there. So with that, Scorpio, let's get to it. Let's see, Scorpio, there you are. Libra's video went out for April. Everybody else, patience, please, and thank you. Okay, Spirit, taking the direction of Spirit on cards. Let's see, Scorpio, this week, April 7th through the 12th to 13th, Magic, Scorpio, 33, those threes are always of importance to the Earth Keeper. Scorpio, ground. Like, I don't think I could say it enough right now. I talked about that magic. Remember I talked about like the fairy thing, which really isn't my thing, right? You know, and again, no offense to anybody else. But there's some sense of purity. There is some sense of purity that is happening this week. This could be a purity in energy, right? Things changing. I may end up sneezing. Or yawning. 3s and 9s. Okay, the odds of this, right? There are no coincidences, Scorpio, right? Like I'm a firm believer in that. 3 and 3. This just came through the other day when I was doing a reading, like just on the energy itself. I didn't post it or anything like that. It was just kind of sitting there tuning into spirit. My nose is itching internally so bad. Oh my God. It's burning. 3 and 3. When you think about 3 and we think about numerology, we tend to add numbers, right? We look at cards, so 3 and 3 would be 6. Takes us back to the past. It could be some childhood stuff. It could be just being happy. You think about the traditional 6 of Cups, right? I don't know why they're taking me to the 6 of Cups, but that's what they're taking me to. It's a giving, right? It's a giving energy. It's a receiving energy as well. But the way that they're showing this to me is spirit abundance abound, but 3 times 3 instead of adding. So I don't know. Some of you, it could be 3 times what you think it's going to be, 3 times the reward, 3 times the abundance. Things happen in 3s, right, Scorpio? But 3 and 3 equals 9, right? 3 is divisible by 9. We're also looking at the 3, 6, 9 hertz, right? Binaural beats could be of importance. It's a clear mind, a clear head, a clear sound decision-making space. If you've been confused or unsure, muddled, give yourself grace. We've had Mercury in retrograde, and I've said to you all before, Scorpio, Mars retrograde is more of our shit show because Mars is one of our rulers, right? Or we rule those planets, whatnot. But Mercury this time around, I will say, for as much as I'm like, oh, it's not too bad, it's been a shit show this time around. Mercury has really played a very vital role in, eclipse seasons. And I think we typically have a Mercury retrograde around eclipse season to begin with because the way the timing falls into place. But still, this seems to be a little extra, right? A little extra. But there's also a year of 9, right? So this is a lot of closing. 2025 is a year of 9. The magic, we also think about, thank you, Spirit, 6 and 9 itself, yin and yang, right? This is the equivocal balance. This is the balancing act, the earth keeper. And I said this before, and it's not about the politics, right? But you think about destruction, right? We build structures, maybe a house, just in our daily lives. We build upon a job. We build upon all these avenues of life, maybe a workout routine, a health diet kind of thing, our pets. And all of a sudden, shit just starts to get wiped out. It's like, nope, we can't do it that way anymore, Scorpio. Or world collective, right? I feel like this information could even be a collective thing. We can't do it that way anymore. That way alone does not serve where we are heading and what we're doing anymore. So we have to change it. We have to be a spirit willing to go the distance. Okay? So this 6 and 9, there's something so specific about these numbers, holy smokes, is the balance, right? So let the deconstruction happen. This is breaking away from the norms. This is Hierophant energy, right? We leave Aries season, we go into Taurus. What is Taurus? Is the Hierophant in the major arcanas. So it's happening for a reason. Let it be. And when I say let it be, it doesn't mean pretend it's not happening. Side note there, Scorpio. We'll come back to that. Let me make note. Let me make note. Don't pretend. This came up yesterday. I've had these little downloads, and I wanted to sit down last night. And Spirit told me to sit down last night, and it was just too much happening. Don't pretend. I wanted to, but I didn't get to. It's not happening. Who knows? Hopefully I get things under control here and we can do this again. So this is the balance, right? Let the deconstruction happen. 9:19 on the clock. Let things fall apart. Let them, there is something magical about that in itself. Earthkeeper. I couldn't tell you what these cards in this deck actually mean, according to the book. I couldn't tell you, no idea. The hummingbird. Harmony goes around, comes around. It's the infinite loop. For every high, there is a low. For every low, there is a high. The balance. Learning to maintain the balance, Scorpio, this week. There's something about that. Your balance may have been off. This could be physical. This could be mental. This could be hormonal. P.S. I'm not a doctor. I cannot diagnose, treat, blah, 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 blah. You're here at your own sanity. I'm going to call it sanity. Be discerning, right? Use common sense. I'm not responsible for you, and you're not responsible for me, and we are responsible only for ourselves, period. So make note of that. You could be telling family that right now too, Scorpio, just side note there. This bathtubs. Do you hear the water? Hear that? Anyhow. Caught me off guard. 6 and 9, equatable balance. Be in the state of flow. Even if you don't understand why things are happening as they are, let them. Let them, let things happen, let things be. Be a conduit. Thank you, Spirit. Be a conduit of the change that is happening, not the resistance to it. Even if it feels like straight chaos. Be in the chaos. Be the calm in the storm of the chaos around you at this time, okay? Energy just shifted. I heard that water, and the energy just completely changed. Everything. Everything. Give me 1 second. Okay, Scorpio. All right, so with that, let's get into some additional cards here. Pay attention, yin yang, masculine, feminine energies. I also think about magic. That tends to me, I guess, to feel a bit more feminine, right? Do you believe in magic, right? And I forget the next word, or the next line. And then the Earth Keeper to me feels more masculine. So there is this could be you too playing with your divine feminine and divine masculine, learning how to be different parts of yourself this week, Scorpio, in different parts of the day, right? Like, how do you define, thank you, Spirit, define the divine masculine energy? How do you define the divine feminine energy? You know, do you play a divine masculine role in the workplace, but very feminine at home, right? It's Spirit saying it's relatable. So I'm not quite sure what that represents for you, but there it is. All right, Spirit, what is Scorpio dealing with this week? Extra tides. Extra tides. So you could be feeling, I think about tides, I think about that water energy, right? High tide, low tide, highs and lows. Emotional highs and lows this week too, Scorpio. Not quite sure where to take those to, or other people around you, thank you, Spirit, could be a bit emotional, more emotional than usual. You could see them it's funny, Scorps, it's like maybe the people in your life who don't tend to show a lot of emotion, maybe even yourself, Spirit, Scorpio is questioning the emotion. The people around Scorpio could be flip-flopping in emotion. So this could be like somebody who tends not to be an emotional person seems to open up to something. Those who tend to be a bit more emotional seem to be a bit colder than the norm. So it's almost like somebody's flipping roles here. You know, they're not just a person, but people around you, Scorpio. And I feel like you're taking that in at this time. Like you're taking that energy and you're feeling that energy out as well. Third party rose. What is this card? I'm hearing face down on the belief of what used to be. Scorps, I can't quite shake this, and I've seen this subtly in different ways the last couple of weeks, I think, even though I wasn't on here too much. This mindset change. Because it's always been this way, does this mean it will always be that way? And another download that I got last night, and I got the chills, thank you, Spirit, was the simple fact to Scorpio that it's like when somebody does change, it's like, I'm going to use the idea of somebody coming out of prison and being rehabilitated after a horrific crime. Actually, here, an example, was it Selena, the Tejano, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, singer, that Yolanda Saldivar, I think was her name, she was the one that had murdered her, and they did a appeal, like her first appeal, or not appeal, but clemency, or whatever the hell they call that, I'm not sure, but it was her first opportunity to like get out of prison. And they said that she showed no remorse. There was no rehabilitation, right, to the crime that she had committed. She still was, blaming the victim, or however they had worded it, but they did not feel that she had lived up to, still isn't, thank you, Spirit, being accountable. That same message, not that experience, not that example, came through about the people in your life. This is so funny. Like, again, Spirit brings these through. I was going to talk about this on a video last night, and I couldn't bring myself to sit down. There's too much going on. The people in your life, Scorpio, that are going to hold themselves accountable are the ones that you are going to know are rehabilitated. These are people that look at themselves and say, I played a part in this. 1616 on the clock. That's tower moments. That's a tower moment for them, and it's a tower moment for you this week. This is someone acknowledging. Again, someone could be acknowledging, Scorpio. Other people may not be acknowledging. You could be acknowledging. There's something here about accountability that flips the tides, and that could be part of where this crazy emotional energy may come in this week. Is someone willing to say, yeah, like, these things did not work out because I played a role. The people in your life, self included, right? The only people that rehabilitate are the ones that genuinely look at themselves and say, yeah, I could have done things differently, or I could do things better, or I've learned these lessons, and moving forward, I'm going to try to do it differently. I may not perfect it, but I'm certainly going to try. Take a look around. So if you have to ask yourself, a family member, an old lover who's come back around, co-workers, whatever it might be, hell, your dog, they present themselves as somebody different. Have they really changed? Have they at any point held themselves accountable and said, I know, 5 years ago I could have done different, but I didn't. But I've had to learn, and I've learned a lot, so here I am. I want to step up to the plate. I want to do it differently. I want to live differently. It's a personal choice, and I've talked a lot about this choices and consequences in the past couple of months for you guys. This is somebody who needs to acknowledge, and those that are face down in their belief that they refuse to change, that they've not been a part of the problem, or the problem itself never existed to begin with. Those are the people that are not going to lean into where they need to be. And some of them, Spirit is saying they might fight and claw and kick. I got the chills. Some of them are leaning, thank you, Spirit. Leaning into learning, but not before a tower moment, not before a breakdown of a mindset that says, this is the way that it's always been, and this is my belief. This is foundations, Scorpio, being ripped out from underneath and going, but this is the way that I've done it for so long. I could even say, like, my computer system as an example. Like, I've done it this way for so long, and Spirit's like, nope, we're just going to wipe out your shit, and you're going to have to start all over again and rebuild. Would I have rebuilt and done it differently? Probably not, because right now, like, I had a nice little flow going on, right? Like, just to use myself as the example here. Would I have changed it if something wouldn't have gotten messed up? Probably not. I kept doing what I'd always done, right? It's pure fixed sign energy right there, Scorps. Something's getting stirred up. A mindset. You also, Scorpio, careful. I say careful, not because you're wrong. Maybe the way you're in sharing information. Thank you, Spirit. Maybe the way that you're sharing information could come across extremely brutal right now. You could be very much in your honor of here's the way that this is. It's like, if you see it, it's like, a duck is a duck. Call it for what it is. If it quacks like a duck, walks like a duck, probably is a duck, right? Scorpio, you're not pulling punches this week. Your attention span to the detail may not be the best that it's ever been, but it's a no nonsense. It's like cutting out the confusion or anything that is delaying responses. It's like, let's just get down to the matter of the fact. Like, we don't need a story, we don't need a narrative, we don't need, hell, examples, right? Maybe you're impatient with me right now because I'm always giving you guys examples. But it's like, the point of it is, I don't have time for this. The point of it is, if we're, it'd be like going to the doctor and they're like, well, let's, it's a muscular issue, right? I've seen this. I've had it happen to myself where it's a muscular issue or a muscle issue. Muscular, yeah. And they're like, well, let's send you for x-rays. So what does x-rays do? They check your bones. What the hell are you going to learn about a muscle from a bone scan? Nothing, right? So it's like cutting through the bullshit, going, this doesn't need to be done, so why are we wasting time? It's going to the mechanic, going, well, we can run a diagnostic and we could do, no, like, I know it's this, let's just get it done. There doesn't need to be all this. It's like everybody, or not everybody, a lot of people around you, Scorpio, it could feel like they're dragging their feet. They want to look at everything but the actual issue at hand and go, well, it's not even give grace. It's like, it'll be okay. Just let it go, right? There's a lot of just side skirting the issues at hand in Scorpio. You're very much like, get to the fucking point right now. Thank you. Beating around the bush per spirit. And it's almost like you could feel like somebody else is protecting or guarding another situation. It's not, and I want to make this clear to you, it is not about the person. If this is attached to another person this week, Scorpio, it is not about the person that they're trying to protect. It's a mindset. This could even be you, right? So be aware of that. It's not just always other people, Scorpio. It could be you too. It's a mindset. It's a hardened mindset to something that family could be bringing out in you this week. And you're like, shit. I didn't realize it was that bad until now. There's something about that, and you realize that sore point is what Spirit's calling this. 2222, that sore point, once it is awakened you are awakening to it, you realize that's not where you want to be. It's not how you want to do this. You ever go to like a sales place or something, and like you already know the spiel you're going to get, right? They're trying to upsell something. And you just don't want to hear it. And it's not that you already know that you don't need or want something, but they're trying to, sleazy car salesman, we can give you this extended warranty, right? Your car already comes with a 3-year warranty on certain things, but they're trying to double sell you with this warranty. I don't need that warranty because I know I've already got it if I need it. It's just like they're trying to stay away from the original part of something, Scorpio. For some of these people, addressing it from that way could be distractionary, but not in the sense that it would be like somebody throwing themselves into work to keep their mind off of something else. It's like we're eluding from the problem at hand. I don't think you've got the patience this week to elude from problems. It's like, here is your problem. It's like a disease. Don't cover it with a pill, and don't cover the symptoms with a pill because it doesn't fix the problem. Let's get down to the root. I've seen a lot of that root energy too, Scorpio. Let's get to the root of the problem here. So what else for Scorpio this week? What else for Scorpio? April 7th. I keep wanting to say the 6th. April 7th to the 13th. And take both of those, okay? Rest, Scorpio. That earthbound energy is at rest. The Earth Keeper, bring it to a rest, new beginning. This Law card under Magic came out in the reverse position. What is that? There was what is that? I can hear the tune of the song. It was in oh boy, here we go. Sister Act 1. When Whoopi Goldberg went to the convent, and they were singing, she was teaching them all the Vegas songs, right? I can hear the tune, and I can't think of the words. Not, I know they sang My Guy or whatever, and that was not the one. I don't know where that's coming from. I have no idea. Like, I don't know what to tell you to do with that information. That could be for somebody specific. It may resonate on the weekends. I have no fucking idea. I don't know. Spirit gave it to me. I'm giving it to you. Blows my mind. But this Law card, something, again, I talk about the balance. I think about it too in the sense of Libra energy, the Justice card. You could be dealing with a Libra at this time. Scorpio, keep sipping your coffee. Some of you keep sipping your wine. They may be trying to cause a lot of illusion, confusion around a particular situation as well. They won't get down. There we go. Thank you, Spirit. They will not address the problem at hand. Why? Mystery. Scorpio. Okay, for some of you, not all of you. Side note. Funny. I said about the Hierophant earlier. I just picked up that deck. What's at the bottom? The Hierophant. Ooh boy. There's something here for some of you tied to a third party. Again, does not have to be a cheating situation, right? It could be your mom and your dad, right? There's a situation between you and mom, and dad's putting in his 2 cents, right? It doesn't have to be cheating. This person, Scorpio, this week is pretending to care about something they don't give 2 shits about. They really don't. They enjoy the mind game. So you're dealing with somebody who can't figure themselves out, Spirit is saying. They could be dealing with this. You got Scorpio forever. Taurus and Libra. And they're trying to fix a very precarious and very sticky situation on their side. So I don't know how this pertains to you, but somehow they're tied and or connected to you. And by way of that, they're causing, it's causing problems. It's causing an illusion. Lies, Scorpio, lies that you can see through. You know, you already know. So, you know, take that information. If you're dealing with a Taurus or a Libra, you know, conflict, right? Competition. You already know the Hangman. You know why they're pausing to do something, because once this decision is made, Scorps, it's going to be a final thing. 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months. I said about those threes. Could be important. This could be an ongoing 3 for a total of 3 years. But the end of this situation is coming in more ways than you would believe. Like something is transpiring. It just may not be. It's funny. Somebody loves to tell other people's business, but they keep their stuff very, very secretive, right? It's like, you can't see what's in my yard, but I can see yours, kind of thing. Karmic rebalancing, karmic resetting, Scorpio. You're going to see it on and off over the next couple of weeks. Where all of a sudden it's like you see maybe where someone is getting some sense of karma, or what has gone around is coming back around, or the decisions that we've made where we've chose not to hold ourselves accountable really shows up. And it's like, now you can no longer, it's being brought to the surface maybe by, you know, you or them or other people. You can't even ignore it anymore. Whatever has been ignored can no longer be ignored. It might be side-skirted, but somebody's going to blow a gasket. Somebody's going to blow a gasket eventually, because they've had enough. 10 of Swords, 2 of Cups. It is likely to disarm, I'm hearing, disarm partnerships. Alliances, allegiance to certain groups and or members. This is new collaborations that are going to propel other people forward. The 2 8s and the Knight of Cups. Spirit, you cannot have harmony without disharmony. you know, again, you need to be realigned. And here's the thing, this person or situation towards Libra energy, they like to present a very put together front, Scorpio, even to you. You see, the point of it is you see through it. You know where this energy goes. Literally, the star, the moon, the justice, the world. And the hermit. The Ace of Swords. Hardcore truth. I mean, literally, like, there is nothing here but 5 major arcanas. That's huge. That's fated and destined. This is something that is coming. You've already gotten a taste of what this, I'm going to call it freedom from this situation looks like. Like, there's been some Spirit is saying free press. So I don't know what that means. If you're on a personal level, this could be some triumphs and victories that you've had in relation to what Spirit is referring to as free press, Scorpio. Literally, the King of Swords. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. It's me. That's Libra. 7 of Cups. Someone's trying to paint some confusion around that. This is what comes next, right? What are they holding in the next bag of tricks? The Hangman comes out again. So this is a perspective shift. So this could be, maybe you got a promotion. Like, I do feel like something positive has happened for you with this star that has shown the type of healing that you have done or has been done on your part, which is necessary for your growth. And when we talk about free press via Spirit, that free press is other people can see something about you, right? They see it. You can't miss it. And literally, the Hermit comes out a second time. The 3 of Wands. The moon is what has been hidden, right? It is what has been hidden is now coming out. The wisdom, you know, that journey that you took by yourself, the things that you've had to learn, the introspection you've had to do, the time you've had to sit on your own. Some other people are seeing this, and this could be by way of this, right? People running their mouths and having something to say, or Spirit, deep whispers in the wind, right? People have something to say about good and bad, Scorpio. The 10 of Cups, 10 of Wands, 10 of Swords. You've got all of them here, but the 10 of, what am I looking at here? Swords, Wands, why am I lacking? Cups, Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. Spirit, the reason it's missing is that's the thing they don't want to acknowledge. They don't want to acknowledge that. Spirit, live in victim mode and save the rest. There's something about that. There's a sense of enjoying the defeat, but now they see something here, Scorpio, with you. The test here is almost for you to keep your composure this week with some of this stuff. Maybe the way that you're coming across, like very unfiltered, very raw. Okay, what is this Justice about? The Judgment. The Justice is the judgment, and the Ace of Cups. This is that new beginning, right? This is that the choices and consequences. We're going back to that. To release, what to release. And it feels good to release the stress and the burdens. Some of you could have just genuine stress, like throughout your body, right? It is to breathe. I'm hearing it is to breathe. The Queen of Cups comes out sideways, and I think that is that I talked about that emotion, right? Some people could be in a high space, some could be in a low space. Remember that this is also karmic. So even if you're closing out a karmic cycle, this is resetting the clock for new, right? So be in an emotionally sound place and don't let your emotions carry you away this week with these situations and these people. What is this World card? The 3 of Swords. And there's enough pain. Pain has lived here long enough. What is this? Some of you could be traveling, consuming excess consumation. Is that even a word? I have no idea. Excess consumption. There we go. Consumption. The Hangman coming out. Oh, you're back in the mid. the Hangman coming out in the reverse position. That's a refusal. I told you. Somebody does not want to see something for what it is. I've already said it. No other card to give credence to that better. And then the Hermit, the 6 of Pentacles, and the Magician. This is a demand, Scorpio. Repayment of energy. Queen of Pentacles. I was going to say, because there's not a pentacle on the board, a demand of repayment of energy. Some of you could be money, right? But this is a demand. This is a demand that has been issued some time ago. This is pay the piper. Scorpio, this isn't coming hard. I don't know. How do I say this? I think that this is, you're going to see this. I've said it play out over some time here. Take your rest this week as you need to. Take your rest, because this is a whole energy, spirit, a whole energy in itself. Take your rest as you need to. But make sure that you see the shadow side of things. It's like you could sit down and separate yourself from the shadows and look at yourself and say, yeah, there's these parts of me. And I still don't think, Scorpio, I still don't think you've entirely unearthed all of that shadow side of yourself. And there are people that when you sit and you're still in this new beginning, you see the shadows. You're seeing shadows that you didn't want to see in even other people, right? This, again, not wanting to acknowledge certain things. That the other side of maybe a belief that you've had around other people too, you see it now. Like you see that it's different than what you presume. There are other people who are trying to push down that narrative this week. You could call something or somebody out, and it's like listening to somebody talk themselves into feeling better about a situation. You know, it's that kind of thing. And it's hard won and hard pressed to believe something that you know isn't true at heart. But the human mind says, I need to feel better about this for now. So this is what I'm going to believe. The viewpoints are changing, Scorpio, this week. They have to change. There's a truth. There's an undying truth that's going to alter the way we see everything. 2 10s and a 1. That's 3 1s. 1 1 1. 3s and 9s. 6s and 9s. Yin yang. 111 hertz. 369 hertz. Listen to all those things. This is this Queen of Pentacles. You could be striving this week, Scorpio, to move to stability and security of oneself, learning to rest when you need to. Like you've done a lot of work in a particular area of life. And that's what Spirit is telling you, like, you can rest there with that. You don't have to force it anymore, because the clarity or any indecisiveness that's been is coming to an end. Probably around people. Scorpio, around people. New Spirit, new attributes versus the new way of thinking. Will teach others that not all is lost. There will be, Scorpio, if you're like teaching, guiding, maybe you're doing YouTube tarot, right? Like, who knows what you're doing. You could just be a good friend, right? It doesn't mean that you're like in some crazy role. There are going to be people who are willing to listen to you. And it could be wise words of judgment. It could be something that you read in a book that you repeat to somebody. You're just kind of like this intermediate, whether it's for spirit or, I mean, I think it's all for spirit, really. Anything like that. But you're an intermediate. You're the middleman for news and information. And that's why you're like, let's just cut down to brass tacks here, right? Like, here's this side of it, there's that side of it. This is where the problem is. Let's fix it. Let's get down to it. I might be the middleman, but we need to handle this. You could be, thank you, mediating between two people at this time, too, Scorpio. There could be multiple people you're mediating. God bless you if you are, because that's a chore in itself, right? For some of you, you may be helping other people go between themselves and their higher selves, or their selves and their own mental patterns of abusing oneself. Abuse of one's self. Are you taking, and I'm going to say, do you take good care of yourself? Do you take a time out? Do you eat right? Do you drink enough water? Do you get enough rest? Because that's abuse of the self too, Scorpio, right? Not giving ourselves what we need, right? We're neglecting ourselves. So don't spend this week abusing yourself, okay? All right, advice for Scorpio. What a crazy. Charmed, use, enable, boundaries, mirror. You're showing somebody. I talked about that. Someone's masking things. Right there it is. What does Scorpio need to know this week? Scorps, if you are being challenged from, you know, your human self to your higher self, we'll call it, one spirit, one thing at a time. Whew, goodness. Don't lack in the confidence of why you show up as you do. Believe in yourself. There could be some things that you're not quite certain how they're going to work out. You may feel like you don't have enough funds. You may feel like you're lacking in a mindset. Watch the stories that you're telling yourself. Remember why you've committed to the path that you're on. If it's for your betterment, don't let yourself get in competition with other people. Show up as authentically you. And it's kind of like, is all of these things are going on. That's what I'm saying, ground yourself. Is all of these things are going on. That may make you feel some kind of way about yourself. I've said it for like the last 2 weeks now. A lot of what you're feeling is not yours. You're picking up on someone else's energy. You're just coming in to give a healthy, positive distraction. And I don't mean it like in a distractive way. You think about, I don't know, something that comes in any given moment. It would be like, I don't know, a shooting star. Maybe you and somebody are standing there having an argument. All of a sudden, one of you see a shooting star out of the corner of your eye because you're outside in the middle of the night, whatever, who knows. And you're like, oh, wait a second, I just saw this. It brings a sense of peace for a second. You might return to fighting in 5 minutes, who knows. But I don't know, that's not the best example, but still it's an example. Just to go from this conflict to this calm. You're bringing in a sense of, here comes the sun, right? We're going to leave this fire energy. We're going to leave this emotionally burnt out, overwhelmed anger, and we're walking towards the sun. We're walking towards the light. We're leaving the disappointments behind. Scorpio, this could also be you sulking a little bit over something as well. But it's time to carry on, Scorpio. Maybe you're dealing with somebody else who is sulking. You may have to remind them why we carry on. 43 on the clock, 7s. This is, could be defensive energy, could be defending your position. It could be a reluctance to let anybody in right now as well. Spirit is saying. But I'm hearing a necessary absolute, the giveaway. 5, it's change. Be open to receive, Scorpio. Literally 5 and then 5, 5. Can't make it up if I wanted to. And the sun. I said, here comes the sun. There it is. I said to somebody, right? Oh, it was one of the videos I think I posted. It's not the destination is not a place anymore. It's a feeling. Scorpio, I think that's coming to the light here as we progress forward. Taming the self, taming the wind, taming the sun, being a part of the sun. Cross-eyed cats could be of importance. Somebody with cross eyes could be of importance. There's a crossing of energy as well. Holding, what is it to hold oneself? Like to cross the arms and hold oneself and just go, I've got this. Like there's a comfort that comes in this crossing, whether it's an arm or a hug. It's an intertwining of energy. It's of space. Birds wings. Pay attention to the wings, right? When a bird stretches their wings, right? There's something about the wings. What does that wing represent? It's a protector. There's three wings. 3 wings that are are reaching out in protection. It's like, come with me. Guide me is what I'm hearing. 4444, guide me. Scorpio, you're guiding. You are that extended arm of support to something. Then you've got somebody else here in the background who wants to be a shithead, which, Scorpio, it comes with the territory of being you. It's kind of like, yeah, it's like, it's almost you're immune to it, right? Going, okay, this person's going to act a fool, but where can I do good in the world? Where can I add and contribute to things elsewhere is the focus, right? And I do think you're doing that. It's the wisdom, Scorpio. You're going to carry this wisdom forward and be the calm. You're going to be the beacon. You're going to be the light. You're going to be the support. In the chaos, you will be the support. Spirit, stand tall, my child. Stand tall. Scorpio, I'm leaving your weekly read there. 45, 45, 99. That's the end. That's it. That's a wrap. That's a call, right? And then I just heard staging and filming can proceed, so I don't know who that's for. But whatever you're working on, proceed forward, Scorpio. Despite what's going on, proceed forward. All right? Personal reads are open and available. That information for those can be found in the description box below, the About section of the page. Channel memberships are open. Those videos are also coming. I will see you all so soon. Sending you love. Have a great week. Take care.